Bitcoin is just about $100 from entering its bull market phase of its 4-year cycle. A break of this trend line over here is going to be the official beginning of the Bitcoin bull market cycle. Everything going according to that 4-year cycle. We're going to ask a very important question today. I actually Googled what kind of answers they were giving. Us quite funny. How much of your portfolio should be in cryptocurrency? And in this video, we're going to be talking about right now what is the best portfolio here involving altcoins as we enter this bull market phase. And then for alt season, I want to define two different things for you. All right, first, we're going to look at two really important charts. Starting over here, by the way, this video has got 10,000 views. It was just posted a couple of weeks ago. It literally should have hundreds of thousands of views. If you haven't yet seen this video, you're really going to learn about the 4-year cycle and how it works.
I consider this to be one of the most important Bitcoin charts. When I look at the 4-year cycle and the halving cycle, this is how I view Bitcoin. Now, this is the bull market phase.
And if you haven't yet watched this video, do go ahead over to the playlist on the channel and you'll find this video. Now, when I'm looking over here, we're looking now at the log scale of Bitcoin, this trend line that we're all familiar with, that we are only $100 away as we speak from breaking to the upside at 9,800. That sets off the bull market once we cross that trend line to the upside. This is what we've been waiting and looking for. Now, what are the targets on the upside? Listen, right now we're still in accumulation phase. Also on this channel, it talks about where price will be at the end of 2020 in December. That's not just clickbait. That's actually what it explores and gives you a pretty good idea how price should be somewhere approaching, but probably not making new all-time highs yet on Bitcoin. It's in 2021, first quarter of 2021. Things are going to really start going, and we're going to have this type of a price appreciation. Okay, so we're getting closer now. Still time to accumulate. You still have until we go ahead and make new all-time highs, which probably again will be December of this year that we get close to it. It'll be either, into next year, the first quarter of next year, we go on probably to make new all-time highs and then really start making the gains that Bitcoin is known for in the bull market. You still could accumulate for the next 5-6 months on Bitcoin easy. Keep accumulating these altcoins you're going to be positioning yourself into. Now's the time to be able to accumulate further and at the least amount of risk. You don't have a time decay on your part. You're not holding through the bear market, just having capital sitting there not put to work at a waste. This is actually an uber way to put capital to work right now. Let's go ahead. Let's explore further. Let me put that search bar in here. I wanted to find two different things. How altcoins and Bitcoin. I do not agree with this answer that you should have 1 to 2 of your portfolio in crypto assets. Now that's including Bitcoin here in this context. And that is, but this 1 to 2% of your portfolio in crypto assets, I do believe is the right recommendation for altcoins. All right, again, just defining not the same definition of Bitcoin and altcoins here for this purposes of this portfolio, because you should, in my opinion, have a portion of your portfolio already solely in Bitcoin. Here you're talking about adding another 1 to 2% of your overall portfolio into altcoins. And I think that's a really, it's a really good recommendation for most people. Is it a little conservative? Is maybe the 3 to 5% probably the ideal allocation right now? Yeah. And if that 3 to 5%, winds up becoming either 10 or 15 or 20% of your portfolio, that's awesome. But starting 3 to 5%, I think that's pretty healthy weight. 1 to 2, I think everyone should have a 1 to 2. Honestly, this is actually where I'm positioned, but I will be up to 3 to 5, I believe, sometime over the next 3 months. And this says that an enthusiast should have 5 to 10%. That's awesome. I agree with that. If you are an expert on cryptocurrencies and altcoins and are looking to invest throughout this alt season, I think that's a really aggressive but reasonable allocation. And yeah, there are going to be many people all into altcoins. It ends the same way they're not going to get out at the top of the bear market cycle, because this isn't about altcoins. This is about Bitcoin. So are they going to be able to get out at the top of the cycle? You know, they didn't last time. The majority of investors actually held all the way through the bear market. It's really important to understand the cycles. I think we're going to look at right now what I think is the ideal portfolio here. And I'm going to show you also how much I expect altcoins, whether it's the top 10, the top 30, or the top 70, to outperform Bitcoin. And altcoins this alt season will outperform Bitcoin. Nevertheless, you all know my love for Bitcoin. All right, let's take a look. This is a very special time right now as we are entering the Bitcoin bull market, and there's still not only plenty of time to position into trades, but this is the best time to be positioned into trades. All of the hard work through the bear market is now coming to an end. We're getting ready here to start the bull market. Take a look. This is the price of Bitcoin. Everyone who's familiar with Bitcoin peaking back in December of 2017, Bitcoin peaked back in December of 2017 over here. Now this is a little, Bitstamp has a price of 19,450. This is actually looking at the CME futures. That was the all-time high on Bitcoin as the future markets opened up, and a lot of people do think that was the reason for the start of the bear market. However, I do not believe that whatsoever. And as well, part of what ended the bull market was the chain split over there. When you had Bitcoin Cash split off from Bitcoin, no one knew what was going to happen. There was a lot of uncertainty there, and a lot of profit taking ensued. This over here is why the bear market started, and this chart is showing how many more months until the next halving. This is a 4-year cycle, both the Bitcoin bull and bear within that cycle. And simply, this is December of 2017, January 2018, where we started turning yellow, and that was where the end of the bear market begins, the end of the bull market phase, and then we go to a prolonged and severe 85% correction. Same thing happened over here. Here it happened a little bit earlier and a little bit higher, right? But it happened as orange was turning to yellow between that 30 and 26, 27 months to the next halving. That's when the profit taking comes in. You have to watch out for that. Now, with all that being said, just to give you some type of perspective, that was the high over here. Bitcoin was up 1,900 off that cycle high. 1,900% return that cycle high. Now I want to give you some perspective, because we are just starting now. Altcoin we've been saying, going back for some time now. I'm talking well over a year and a half. We were talking the next altcoin cycle would start 6 months after the Bitcoin halving, going over past cycles. Now we're about 3 months into that period has begun, and you could see the altcoin season perking up and beginning. I want to make sure everyone is aware of that so they can make their own decisions, what type of investments they might like to make or positions. I'm pulling up the Bitwise. This is an index of the top 10. This is an index of the top 20. This is an index of the top 70 cryptocurrencies and the top 100. Now, we're going to focus in on actually the top 10 and top 20, but I want to include them all to begin over here. And I just want to go towards the height of the bubble over here. And you could see that was a couple of weeks after the top of the Bitcoin market was the top of the altcoin market. At the very, very top, why Bitcoin was up 1,500. Right? We call the top, Bitcoin was up 1,900. Over here, 2 weeks later, Bitcoin's up 1,500%. Altcoins are peaking with gains of the top 10, 2,600, well more than double Bitcoin. The top 20, which has even higher gains at this point, almost 7,000. And the Bitwise top 70 altcoins having over a 10,000% return. That's insane, right? So now come back down with me. Come back just over here a week later. It was the top 10 that outperformed everything. Top 70, I take that back, had that 10,000% return. Here, the top 20 has an 8,000% return. I'm going to make sense of that in just a moment when I talk about the top 10, right? And then the top 20. I want you to first understand what is happening over here before we get into making up the perfect crypto portfolio. Now, over here, a lesser peak. This was, let's go back over here. All right, this is the top of the Bitcoin run almost. And you can see over here that the top 70 and top 20 both have a 5 and a 7,000% return. Come back down to the height over here. Here, the top 70 outperformed again, 2,000% return to the top 20, 1,700% return. They're close, but the top 70 outperforms. Now, with that in mind, but the top 10, no. The top 10, you can see here, a 460% return. Why the top 20 and top 70 over 1,000%? Always the top 20 and top 70 outperform the top 10. That makes sense. Why does that make sense? Because Bitcoin could be going 10x, but it's already got a sizable market cap that's growing, as do the top 10 over here. Now, when you look at the top 10, do you include Tether in that portfolio? No, you do not. Right? XRP is included. You have things like Cardano, Litecoin, Binance Coin. I don't even know what this is. Crypto.com coin. And now that's the top 10. Now I'm focusing in on altcoins such as Ethereum. I think Ethereum is a good solid play. Do I think that Ethereum is going to outperform maybe one of the top 70 altcoins? No, they're going to appreciate much more than Ethereum. But with all that's going on in the DeFi play, which is really powering this bull market, there's going to be a lot of back and forth into Ethereum. You saw that happen in Bitcoin 4 years ago. Bitcoin was, and still is, the gateway basically to this crypto universe. But at the same time, Ethereum within the DeFi sector is the gateway. So you're going to see a lot of flow of funds back in and out of Ethereum. And that's the only thing in the top 10. Now, Bitcoin aside, we're not talking about Bitcoin. We're talking about altcoins in this video. Ethereum is going to be a top pick for me. And then two others, and only two others. Now, there's a video that I want to pull up right now for you, actually. Now, you can go here to Data Dash. There's a video uploaded last week called The Protocol Wars. Will Ethereum be dethroned? And protocols are instruments when you look at, such as, for example, you have EOS. That is a protocol. What else? You see, Ethereum is a protocol. Things run on top of these blockchains, and the more that's built on top of these blockchains. Think of Android, Google's Android, as a protocol, and it was open source, and therefore every manufacturer was able to build and use their OS, and it became very popular. The more people building on top of any of these platforms, the better. Right now, you're seeing on top of Ethereum, you're seeing all the DeFi being built. Right now, these are centralized. Something like EOS is centralized, right? And something like Ethereum is more decentralized. Now, it's also centralized. They could run back transactions on Ethereum. They've had a chain split between Ethereum Classic and Ethereum because of that. Anyway, if you're interested in understanding specifics about different projects, there are definitely people who know a lot about this subject. You might even want to start over here on Data Dash, listening to Nicholas talk about these various projects. Now, I'm only interested in Chainlink. This is a top 20 cryptocurrency, a top 20. I know that the top 20 does not perform as well as the top 70. But there's a lot in the top 70 that could go wrong. I'm not going to buy, the top 70 altcoins. I'm not going to go through all that. And I don't have an index readily available where I could just trade the top 70. So I'm not going to be trading the top 70, right? What am I going to do? The top 20, that was almost as good as a return as the top 70. However, it's a little more sure. I could buy less to be involved in the top 20, and that's easier to manage. On Binance, you could just buy Tezos, and you could also buy Chainlink. Those are the two that I've been talking about going back over the past several months as, I had my eye on and participating perhaps in the next AltSeason. That was my avenue. I was also watching a few different others. I was watching Monero. I was also watching Litecoin, and I've also been watching XRP as well as Ethereum. And here's my watch list that you guys have seen since forever. We had Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, EOS, right? And then you have Tezos linked and Monero. And I've been watching all of them. And then I narrowed it down to these two over here. I think these are going to be the outperformers, as well as Ethereum. I still will watch Litecoin and XRP and EOS, as well as Monero, but not making any type of investments in them. My play on the top 20 is what I think the two best horses in the race are during this coming bull market, which is Chainlink and Tezos, as well as Ethereum. And why I don't expect maybe Ethereum appreciates in price as much as these two. I feel a lot, Chainlink and Tezos. I still feel like, Ethereum is going to be a solid play, and that's my altcoin play. Obviously, this trade revolves around Bitcoin and its 4-year cycle, right? That's what we're focused in on over here. And as we get going over here, do I think that my smaller portfolio of Ethereum, of Linked and Tezos is going to outperform my Bitcoin return overall? Yeah, for sure. That's the idea, but it'll be a much smaller portion of my overall portfolio, a much smaller portion. And hopefully during the course of this bull market that increases, that small portion of my portfolio hopefully becomes a smaller, portion of my portfolio. And that will be really nice. We talked about different investment horizons earlier today. Depending on your age and your investment horizon and how much risk you're willing to take on, investing in altcoins is absolutely riskier. Investing in projects such as Tezos or Linked or Ethereum are much riskier than investing in something like Bitcoin. There are some who believe that investing in Bitcoin is riskier than investing in gold. And there are some people who think that investing in gold or Bitcoin is riskier than the stock market, but I don't understand that. At this point in time, both Bitcoin and gold seem to be a much safer investment, in my opinion, at least, than the equity markets are at this point in time. So I just want to make sure everyone going into this bull market is able to participate in it that wants to participate in it, right? I want everyone to be informed going into it rather than, it's going to be great riding that wave. I want to hopefully be there with as many people as possible. So that's what we're looking at over here. The link to this chart over here, I'll include in the description of the video for sure. You could take a look at that for yourself and, come to your own conclusions. I do think that if I had, if I could trade the Bitwise, if they had a Bitwise index, that I could just trade out of easily, I would be buying it since they don't. And what I think is better anyway, because obviously I'm always have my eyes on the markets. I'm following what's going on, and why I don't have insight into the Chainlink project or the Tezos project as I do into Ethereum, as I do into Bitcoin. And the knowledge I have about Bitcoin dwarfs the knowledge I have about Ethereum, et cetera, et cetera. These are speculative plays. This is a speculative market right now. Bitcoin has a huge use case. All of these different cryptocurrencies and altcoins are extraordinarily highly speculative. You could lose all of your money. You have to know what you're doing. You have to do your research first. There's plenty of time. This is all getting going. Like I said, the bull market, when I say bull market, like liftoff begins, within the next 3 months on the alt seasons, right? Then when you have that first wave, right? That's going to be a great wave. That's just the beginning. How long before we take out all-time highs on Bitcoin? I think it'll be sometime in early 2021. Start positioning accordingly. All right, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, I do thank you for watching it. Please go ahead and do support the channel. Smash that like button. Do want to thank you for being a part of all this and just wish you well. If you're learning anything here about trading and investing, go ahead, smash that like button. Thank you for the continued support and for accompanying me on this journey.